Hi, everybody. It's me, and man. You know me. I've been here a bit. We're doing something different this episode. This is our vain attempt at a revival of a long lost episode that we did a long time ago. That, rest in peace, is in the dirt.
It's in
So
purgatory.
a while ago, like I think it was supposed to be the original fourth episode, right?
Yeah, the fourth. It was the original fourth episode.
Yeah. So the fourth episode, as you all know, is not a tabletop RPG session. It's not an actual play. Instead, it's a video about what did we do for the fourth episode again?
That's a good.
I don't
don't-
remember
I-
off the top of my head.
Yeah, usually I actually remember what we talk about. I
I
mean,
can't believe I'm looking up on YouTube the one of the episodes that we did together.
man, we're such frauds. Oh yeah.
Real talk.
It was. We're not dead yet.
Was that it? Was it?
Yeah, I don't remember a single thing about that episode, but it's the last video with the old thumbnail style.
Okay.
Because after that, it's Cringe Court, and then Food Wars, Back from the Dead, Protein Style, Spotify, Arcade, Christmas. We got it popped off after this
Oh.
episode. So it was our last it was our last bad
Cool.
episode.
Awesome.
That's funny.
Well, it would have been, Well, it would have been episode 3 would have been the last bad episode
If the recording didn't die on us, yeah.
if the original recording is. Anyways, episode 4 was supposed to be an actual play of me and some guy playing a tabletop actual play session where I'm the DM and some guy is the nerd at the table doing the top, and
Nerd moment.
he played as a character known as John McAfee. Now, sorry to disappoint those people that never got to see that episode, but he's not playing that character again.
It's so tempting too, but I'm
It's
refraining.
tempting. I feel like it only really works in that setting. Anyways, we had a tabletop session. Video stuff, not video stuff, audio stuff got corrupted, and it's lost to time.
Sad.
I tried in a vain attempt to like write a transcript of the lost and corrupted audio in order to try to get a transcript going so that we could like do a rereading of it, like try to do like a story time thing with it. It didn't work. It's still not working. I'm still trying, but it won't.
I will figure something
won't-
out.
It won't work.
The character will live on, maybe in something else, but
Live on in our heads. Anyhow, so that's what happened with what was supposed to be the original episode 4. Now, where this is the revival. This is us bringing it back. I don't know if this is going to be a regular thing. I at least want to do it maybe at least one more time, because I like playing tabletop games. They're very fun. They're enjoyable.
and this is my second
only-
ever time doing it. So
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of I've played plenty of 5e. If anybody is curious, Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. And that's pretty much the extent. Now, for anyone that is knowledgeable of DERF, they would know that this is not a 5th edition system. This is a OSR, which stands for Old School Renaissance, meaning it's
So true.
supposed to emulate older forms of Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop RPGs, but with more simplified and easier to understand rules. I like it just because, I don't know, I feel like it encourages more player freedom and creativity without having to deal with all the messy class-based rules and stuff. Anyways,
True.
that's not the point of this episode to talk about why I find OSRs more enjoyable. I'm DMing it because I find it's an easy system for me to DM, and I would like to get better at DMing, and I'm sure some guy would like to get better at playing tabletop RPGs, or at least get a feel for whether or not you enjoy them.
Yeah, because I do plan on playing with you and Jimmy one day.
Yeah, Jimmy wants to do Pathfinder, which is a bit
Yeah.
more of a complex system, but still cool from what I understand. It still seems neat.
Oh, he
Anyhow.
loves talking about Pathfinder, so yeah.
Oh, he absolutely does.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I don't know much about DERF, but yeah.
Yeah. But so yeah, we're playing DERF. It is focused on combat in DERF's deadly. You want to try to
Yep.
avoid it unless you're very prepared.
Oh yeah.
Your items are what are important, and your creativity with those items are important. There'll be some unique things about the tabletop system that I'll be sure to explain as we go on. But for the meantime, all you got to know is that there's a character that some guy has. They have a name. They have stats. They have inventory slots that they can carry items in.
I'll show a picture of it.
Yeah, they have people that they can talk to. They have people that they can fight. And they have people that they can hire. They got spells that they can cast. They got swords that they can swing. And they got traps that they can avoid. Basic fantasy stuff. And so with that out of the way, some guy, what is your character?
Oh, well, that's complicated because they just existed like 2 seconds ago.
Well, do you have an idea of a name yet?
Oh yeah, I just randomly came up with Bill Johnson, and I thought it was kind of funny name. So
perfect.
Yeah, Bill.
Before we start getting into like the physicality, do you want to roll the stats and then kind of like base like the physique of Bill Johnson off of the stats you've rolled, or do you want to first establish the physique and then let the comedy ensue with the stats maybe not representing the character?
Let's do the stats first, and I can probably come up with something funny.
Okay.
I mean, his name's already goofy, so.
Yeah. With Durf, how rolling for stats works is there's 3 stats: strength, dexterity, and will. Strength is like how tough you are, how much you how hard you can punch, and how able you are of receiving a punch. Dexterity is like, nimbleness, how easy it is for you to sneak, steal stuff, throw things at people and hit them. And then willpower is like your natural charisma, your magical intellectualness, and all that wizard casting stuff for nerds. It's the nerd stat.
The wizard stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So for rolling for stats, you take a 6-sided die, and you're gonna roll that 3 times. Okay. And for each result that the die lands on, I want you to record those numbers, and then we'll go from
6.
There. Okay.
4.
Oh, nice. Okay.
4.
So you got a 6, a 4, and a 4. With those stats, you then half each of them. So that 6 becomes a 3.
Mm-hmm.
And those 2 4s become 2s.
All right. Now remind me.
Those 3 stats are then what some guy will then attribute to his character Bill Johnson. He can take that 3.
Forgot give it what dexterity and strength was. What's the difference between them?
Strength is how hard you're going to hit things. Dexterity is how accurately you're going to throw things at people. But also strength is like how much you can take a hit, how like easy it is for you to like fend off sickness, disease, poisons. Dexterity is how easily you're able to like get out of like traps, get out of like being like ropes and stuff.
Okay, I get it. So I put strength 3, dexterity and wisdom 2.
Okay, yeah. So that's how it works. You take those 3 numbers and then you apply that to whatever stats you want. So strength is 3.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then dex is 2, and same with whiz.
Yeah.
Cool. Next thing we're going to do is then we are going to make sure that you put down on your character.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 3 strength, right?
Yes.
So the total amount of inventory slots you have is 13, because your inventory slots are 10 plus your strength score.
Okay.
So you can carry about 13 item slots, and that's important because later there's something called a stress mechanic that we'll get to later.
Oh, yeah.
That is dependent on how much you can carry.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Next thing we're gonna do is you're gonna be 2 hit dice, and hit dice in this game are pretty much your health. It's a way for you to keep track of how much health you have. So you're gonna have 2 HD on your character sheet, and a single HD is a D6, if you kind of remember.
Yeah. I felt like I had more last time, which is kind of funny.
I think I made you a 2-hit die character last time.
I don't remember.
Point is, you're gonna on average you're gonna have more health per a single unit than you are. You know what? Nah, that's too mathy. You're gonna be a little bit more tanky than most of the enemies. That's still not gonna mean you're not gonna die.
Oh no,
yeah.
If memory serves me right, I think every encounter I had, I almost ate shit, or I made the enemy instantly die.
I mean, you almost killed that. You quite literally barely fended off the tube snake.
Oh yeah. So for context, my last character, he was a bit of a goofster, but I went from one-shotting this dude in a forest, like absolutely just mauling him like instantly, and then the next encounter, I almost fucking died. Like by the skin of my teeth, I escaped by doing something smart.
Yeah, you had. You almost got poisoned to death. Anyhow. So yeah, we got your 2 hit dice. We're now gonna have you roll your belongings.
Ooh.
Or actually, wait, no, your 2 hit dice. So you get first. You can choose because you're a 2 hit dice character.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you are creating a character in Durf, you start off with 1 hit dice. Because some guy is starting with 2 hit dice, he essentially gets to start with like a level up. So you can choose whether to increase one of your stats by 1, or I'll let you choose for your character to learn a spell.
I'm not sure if Bill's more as a magic person, so I think I'm gonna give me another strength.
Okay, so in that case, then your strength is at 4, and then you have 14 inventory slots, not 13.
Oh, okay, nice.
Very cool, very cool. All right. So I want you to take a. You said you're using an online dice roller, right?
Yes, Google.com.
Okay. Yes, I want you to take a D4 and a D10.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to roll those together. When you roll those dice, do the dice individually show up, or does it just calculate both of their totals together?
It calculates both of them.
Okay.
So you
but
want me
can't
to?
see the D4's result separately from the D10's result?
No, but I can just open a different tab.
Okay, yeah. If you want to do that, first roll your D4.
All right, hold on. Let me just get the pages ready. All right, roll. I got
And
a
right
3.
now what we're doing is we're rolling some guy's starting inventory pretty much.
I got a 3,
Okay.
and then you said D10, right?
Yep.
I got a 1.
Okay, a 3 and a 1, so that's 31. The belongings table's a little bit weird. The 4 takes the 10's place, and the D10 takes the 1's place. Oh, hey, buddy, you might remember this item.
Oh?
You have a bottle filled with living bees.
Let's fucking go.
So the bottle filled with living bees is the item that some guy survived his near-death encounter with last game.
Oh wow, this is awesome.
Your trusty friend.
My good old pal, Jar of Bees.
Your jar of bees. Yeah, so they'll take up this inventory slot, and then by all means, because this is going to be a bit more of a dangerous campaign, usually you only roll 3 belongings. I'm going to let you roll 4 this time, and then I'll let you choose which of the belongings to swap out for what. So you'll get a total of 4 belongings, and you'll get to choose 3 out of those 4.
All right, sure, why not? And roll again.
Yeah. Roll your D4.
So I got a 1 for the D4, and for the D10, I got a 8.
Got an 8. All right, so that's 18. Oh, you get a Warhammer. So that's going to take up
2.
Your Warhammer is going to take up 3 slots.
3.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 hands. So whenever you want to use this weapon, it's going to take both of your hands to carry, and it does 5 damage.
Ah.
So in Durf, when you attack, you don't roll the dice for the damage. You roll a dice to see if you hit, and then if you do, then your weapon's damage is dealt to the enemy. You don't got to worry about rolling naturally failing, and then I only do 2 damage.
Mm-hmm. All right. I got a 1 for the D4 and a 1 for the D10.
Oh, cool. Okay, so for your third possession, you have a pipe and high-quality smoke leaf.
So I got crack?
You can, whatever you want to make. Oh, I don't know, man. You make it how you want.
So I got a pipe and a leaf.
It's like a pouch. Whatever the smoking materials are.
Opium?
It is within like a little tiny like pipe. Buddy, what do you want it to be? That's the thing. If you want to keep this item, you gotta think what's it? One, what does the pipe look like? What is it made out of? And 2, what is the material that you are smoking?
It's comically large and only a spoonful.
comic like a Sherlock type pipe?
It was a reference to only a spoonful, but all right, let me roll again. You said one more?
Yeah. This is your fourth belonging, and then you get to choose 3 out of these 4 that you roll.
All right, I got a 3 for the D4 and a 3 for the D10.
Okay, you have a lyre.
I don't know what a lyre is.
So like the instrument.
Oh.
It's like a tiny harp, kind of.
Oh, okay. So I'm a twink now.
It's what the ancient Roman Emperor Caligula used to play, and he wanted everybody to think that he was really good at it, but everyone just lied to him and said, "Oh, wow, you're an amazing lyre player." In reality, wait, was it? No, it wasn't Caligula. No,
What is
Constantine? Shit. One of the Roman emperors was really, really shit at the lyre, but because he was the Roman emperor, everyone just lied to him. It was like, wow, you're like a prodigy.
Well, I think I'm going to keep the drugs. Fuck the twink instrument.
Okay, so you're keeping the warhammer, jar of living bees, and the pipe and the pouch of stash.
Pipe and mysterious goober powder.
Okay, so here's the real question. What does the pipe look like? Like, what material is it made of? And is it ornate? Is it simple? You know, like, how fancy is this pipe?
If this was John McAfee, it would be straight ballin', but this isn't John McAfee, so I think it's just like a regular, I guess it's somewhat fancy. It's just like a hand carved like wood pipe.
Okay. All right. Do you know what wood in particular? Sorry for the specifics.
Tree wood.
Cool.
You know,
versus a tree wood, not like your basic stone wood.
Not like the other kind of wood, you know, the wood that comes from trees. Yeah.
It's not like Deku wood or like Dryad wood. Nah, just normal tree wood. I'm not that rich.
It's not made of like driftwood. It's just regular ash tree.
Yeah. Now what material are you using to smoke? What is inside the pouch? Because it says high quality smoke leaf. I'll let you kind of like tweak this a bit. What do you want to be smoking? What materials is it? And is it something that your character is smoking often, or is it something your character is smoking occasionally to receive benefits from?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know shit about.
I
don't know anything about anything to do with like inhaling like substances. So. I have
just wing it, man.
I guess I'm gonna make something up because I don't even know how cigarettes work. So
that's what it is. I don't understand how cigarettes work either.
It's something. It's just bad for you. That's all I know. Fucking
don't smoke, kids.
Maybe it's just something. I guess I'm gonna take off the drug book, even though I also don't know anything about drugs. My fake.
It doesn't even have to be drugs. It could be like some sort of ground up like monster bit that has like some sort of property to it, you know?
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just like
you don't have to.
Maybe it's just like an inhaling thing that I wouldn't say heals the body, but it soothes it.
Okay, so kind of like a relaxant. Like it's able to like
it's
get
like
your mind
it's like
off
if you
of
could
things.
inhale Vicks Vapor Rub.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the hope? What is your character's hope that inhaling this does for them? Is it to relax their mind and body after a stressful situation?
Yeah.
Help them sleep? Okay. So more in particular to help them relax.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. All right. Cool.
I called it goober powder, so it's full of goober powder.
It's called goober powder?
It's called goober powder.
Joe, I'm writing down your character as well because I feel like your inventory is very important in this game.
Yeah.
And knowing what's in it is also important.
Yeah, because don't I get those like? Well, I don't want to spoil it, but I do get like 2 things that do things. Or is it 3 of them? I don't remember.
I mean, that's the thing with Durf. It's all about what you use your items for. Mm-hmm. And with the pipe and smoke leaf, I like the pipe and drug. I like to give a little bit of flavor on it. Here's the thing: is it addictive?
Nah, it's just like.
Okay.
Like again, it's like if you could inhale Vicks Vapor Rub, so.
Right.
Yeah. Unless if someone's addicted to that, then yikes. See, we don't promote drugs. We promote piping goober powder here in real talk.
Only goober powder.
Only goober powder.
Awesome. All right. So we already got your name, which is Bill Johnson.
It's Bill Johnson. What can I say?
Bill Johnson.
What can I say?
One of the final step in your character creator is how much starting gold do you have?
Damn.
Yeah.
How ballin' is he?
How ballin' is he?
Well, he can't be ballin' like McAfee, so I'd say he's like, well, he can afford to have pipe and goober powder and a warhammer, so I'm assuming he's like not too like poor. Definitely not run out of his city, like someone else I know.
Of adequate enough money to be an adventurer. Right?
Yeah, I'd say that.
Okay. With that knowledge, roll 2d6 for me.
2d6. Watch him be a brokey.
Yeah, 2 6-sided die.
All right. I got a 6 and a 1.
Okay.
He's
that's a total of 7.
He's broke. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's 7. Multiply that by 5, so you have 35 starting gold.
It's not bad.
Okay, yeah. So you can put that down. Enderf, gold pretty much equals to XP, so any gold found during an adventure will pretty much give XP. Since this is a one-shot, that doesn't really matter, but, there's always the chance of encountering merchants and the like. So I have some little notes and stuff here to kind of get us on our journey, and then from there, we're just gonna kind of wing it, because honestly, I was only able really to plan out about 3/4 of this dungeon. And honestly, with how last session went, I figured the less I try to specifically plan for, the better.
Oh yeah.
So I got the important parts of the dungeon planned out, and then whatever you do should give us enough to kind of just roll with it for the rest of the.
And if we split this up into 2 parts, that's fine. Cause yeah.
I mean, preferably we get this done with it.
Yeah.
At least 2 hours. If we go, I think the hard cap is hour 3. If we hit 3 hours, I think we call it pause.
If it reaches 10 CST, I'm playing Persona 3.
All right, cool.
All right, yeah.
How long is that?
It is 7:41 right now.
All right, okay. All right, we got. So then let's before I begin, do you want explain your character? Explain what is the reason your character is going into this dungeon, which is called the Fell Dungeon.
This is why I like getting the items and stuff first, because like I did last time, I can base the personality off of the items. So
exactly.
So I guess Bill Johnson. He's not a troublemaker, but he's just kind of like, he's just a regular guy, right? And it's like, well, my name's just kind of basic. Like, I think everyone has like most people have, I guess, I'd say where he's from, everyone has like a pretty like unique name, and he's like really the only one with like 2 first names and like a son at the end.
I mean, it's really tough feeling confident about your name when your name's like Bill Johnson and like you're sitting next to like literally Ragnaville de Merrock,
the third,
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's two of them before him.
So basically, he's just like, I want to make a name for myself. I don't even care if my name's kind of basic. Maybe I'll get I guess like an epithet later. Some people will know me later, as something else. So I wanna go on an adventure. And
is there something that you don't want to be known as? Is there something that like your character is like without a doubt like I want to make a name for myself. I don't really care what, but it cannot be this.
I guess a terrorist. Like he doesn't want to be like
Bill Johnson the terrorist.
I don't mean that as in like a modern sense. I guess like if this is like a fantasy world, I want to be a guy known for like burning down a village or something.
Right. So you're not looking to be like you're not looking for like
ruthless,
getting
like,
a name because of your ruthlessness
or
like your barbaric nature.
Yeah.
You're looking more for like your accomplishments in life regarding.
I'm a guy going on an adventure because not only does he have nothing, he's living in the village, living his normal life, and he's just like, man, I got nothing going on. I need to do something. And then randomly he's like, you know what? I'll go on an adventure. I'm gonna make a name for myself. So
Is-
that's
so
why
is
that's
it
why he got the Warhammer, because he's like, I want to look cool and I want to kind of be cool doing it, even though I don't know what I'm
how
doing.
did he acquire the Warhammer?
Oh, he just bought it one day because he saw it on sale. He's like, oh, you know what? Maybe
Okay.
it's like maybe it's like that piece of wood you have in like your garage. You're like, I'll use it one day.
Yeah.
It's like that. He bought it a long time ago, and it's like maybe one day
Okay.
I'll find the motivation to go on an adventure, and today's that day.
That makes sense.
And
I
and
respect
the
that. I
jar the
respect
jar of
that.
bees. He heard legends of a man, of a cunning man using it, and he's like, maybe I might need this. And then obviously, the pipe and goober powder. I think his mom gave that to him, because it made him feel cool better as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the traditional medicine
Yeah.
in your village.
Nah, his mom got him hooked on drugs as a kid.
His mom.
Nah, it's just like
Either his mom got him hooked on drugs, or the entire village just happens to be hooked on this one drug.
no, it's just like maybe something his parent gave him.
Yeah. And so he just has a connection to it. It's just like, man, like I gotta bring this
Yeah.
with me.
He doesn't want to be a farmer. He doesn't want to be like work at a place. He finally wants to do something with his life because he's tired of being normal.
That's a great question, actually. What was Bill Johnson doing before he started out on this adventure?
Honestly?
Like, did he do anything before, or is this his first attempt at an occupation?
I think he was just
Like, this is him finally coming of age, and he's like, this is what I'm going to immediately set out to
I
do.
think he worked at a tavern and just heard lots of stories and said, "Man, I keep hearing these stories of these adventurers coming in my where I work." Because he's not like the owner or anything. Again, he's just a normal guy. He just works at his
Yeah.
tavern, hears stories, and he's like, "Man, that could be me."
Yeah. All right. I like that. I would say with that, we can get to a good. I think I got enough to go off of to get this intro started. So, Bill Johnson, the adventurer,
Dies.
as you're trying to coin it. You've been traveling for good about quarter year now. While you haven't quite made it to the stuff of legends, you at the very least know that at least in your local area, people have known about a couple of your little escapades to make you a bit more of a couple of your escapades and at least know like, oh man, did you hear like Bill Johnson like
Left.
stopped a couple of those thieves like down in Felderwood? Oh wow, what? Bill?
That old guy.
That Bill? Like
That-
basic bitch Bill?
Basic bitch by Bill.
Right. Exactly. So like you've done enough to kind of to start getting the stepping stones of your name out in your local area, but not widespread like some of the adventurers that have like occasionally met at your tavern just as a resting spot for maybe even a day, maybe not even a whole day.
Yeah, like a few
as
hours.
a few hours as they are quickly going from one to another. And the whole purpose while you're the first destination that you figure in your large step to making a name for yourself is the Fell Dungeon.
Ah.
It's far northwest, past deep into the Feldrin Woods, and you've heard of this place not only from just myth and legend around your local area, but even from like the only time that the adventurers in your tavern you ever got a sense of hesitance and fear come from them is when on hushed lips they would speak the words of the Fell Dungeon. For over the centuries that it's been in the zeitgeist of your area, no one's been able to successfully come from it alive. At least notably, there's been people that have claimed to have camped outside of the dungeon and lived to tell the tale. But these explorations and these escapades are of no note, because to be near the dungeon is one thing, but to go inside, to look upon the treasures and the items and baubles that can be found within, to commune with the powers that be inside there, and then leave and see the sunlight again, is completely different. There's been no real records of people doing it. There's been plenty of people claiming that they've done it, but not able to ever show actual proof of if they've done so or not. And it's quite possible that there have been people that have successfully been able to go in and come out alive and sane. But If so, they've been lost to time.
Hmm.
You want to change that. You, despite your mundane life, and in all honesty, maybe a little bit of your attempt to create an ego about you, have decided that this will be the best opportunity to get your name out there. The guy that went into the Fell Dungeon and came out with riches to share, or at least show, and a name to flaunt thereafter. And then after that, who knows? The sky's the limit at that point. But at least for your local area and in your kingdom of the world, that's that's your starting spot.
Oh, okay.
That's the way to do something that no one else has done. Because named heroes, they know of the Fell Dungeon, but they don't dare go in. So, on your travels, about a quarter of a year, what are some of the what are some escapades that you, Bill Johnson, have done?
Well,
Actually,
I think it would be really funny if this was his first dungeon. So I'm gonna say he's never been in a dungeon before. And
I would agree. I don't think there's a whole lot of dungeons. That's why, like,
Yeah.
the dungeons that there are, they're named. People know of them, and that's why the Fell Dungeon is so taboo,
Spooky.
almost to speak aloud. It's almost like there's a curse on it.
Oh.
You know, you shouldn't ever say the Fell Dungeon aloud, or at least not within hearing voices. Only ever in whispers.
You fell off. You fell off. I think
Voice acting.
voice acting. No way. I think. I mean, he stopped a few thieves here and there.
Yeah.
Kind of just looked at the bulletin board, like every beginner does. See what's going on. Huh? Kill.
You looked at the signpost.
Yeah, just kill a wild animal. There's a thief on the loose. Get his bounty.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's even though he's been doing it for a little quarter of a year, he's kind of hasn't really done much. He's kind of because he gets stuck in this loop like before he went on the adventure. I'm just kind of being a little bit complacent. So he's just been doing these normal stuff, and I guess that's why he wants to go to this dungeon, because he's like, man, I said I wanted to go on an adventure, and I've just been getting bandits and hunting the wild animal every once in a while. I need to do something.
Yeah. It has, without a doubt, though, those escapades, those actions, those deeds have trained you and given you more experience in the way of fighting and the way of tracking animals. Just tracking in general. It has improved your prowess at those, I would say.
Yeah.
So it's all for naught. I would like to think that this quarter of a year is you just really, really seeing if you could do it.
Yeah.
And I think you've proven to yourself by this point that you can indeed do it.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, I'd say that too. Making my way downtown, walking fast.
Making your way down to the Fell Dungeon.
The Fell Dungeon. This seems like a interesting thing I should just do, since I feel like I got enough experience. I've heard legends about this, but even I'm not even sure if they're true. So I'm gonna see. Surely it's not that bad. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Even though I don't know, but surely it's not that bad, especially with all these cool warriors that they're talking about epic places of grand proportion. Surely this it's this dungeon. Yeah, it might just be taboo in my area. I don't really know any better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say that young adventurous naivety.
Yeah,
nativity.
that's what I'm saying.
Wait, not nativity. Naivety.
Naive, yeah.
Naivety. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, it's about. I would say it's in the end part of the season between summer and fall. Right? No, winter goes into spring, which goes into summer. Summer then it goes into fall. Oh yeah, summer into fall. Yeah.
When you reach Chevy equinox, that's a reference.
Exactly.
I don't actually know what it's called, but daylight saving or whatever.
I can't remember either. It's something equinox. Anyways, it's starting to get cooler. The wind is starting to howl. The skies in the afternoon are beginning to gray, but it's not cold. It's pretty mild tempered. you've been adventuring for about a quarter of a year now, and on your final step before finally reaching the Fell Dungeon, you encounter the last trading post before it gets into the deepness of the what did I name the woods again? I just kind of said a word.
It fell something. Like
it was like
Fellian.
Feldar?
It's like It was either Feldar or like Felian or something.
Right, well, whatever I said in the past, retcon it to Feldar.
It's Feldar now, bitch.
Feldar Woods. Yeah, because that's where the Fell Dungeon is.
Yeah. The felled off.
Cool.
The felled off.
yeah. This podcast fell off.
Ooh.
Anyways, but yeah, so you've encountered the final trading post before the true depths of the Feldar Woods. What supplies, what information do you acquire and do you seek to buy before entering in? This is kind of like your chance to stock up on anything else that you want to bring on your journey.
Since I have my little pipe and goober powder, I guess I'm a little bit conscious about my safety. So I think I want to get like either like medicine and like rope and like a torch, maybe. I don't know. I just assume it's gonna be dark. It's gonna I don't know why I think I need a rope. I think it's just because I think adventurers have ropes. So I'm like, man, that might make me safe. And then like medicine, because I feel like my guy's a little bit of health conscious.
Yeah, so I want to bring up that you're not the only person at this trading post, and aside from like the the merchant here and stuff, you also have or I think the trade master or whatever they're called. There are also a couple of other people passing through, probably not planning on going into the forest, but like they're making their way through and cutting through the forest and stuff. So there's a couple other people here that you can talk to and all that. Just to let you know.
Try to talk to them.
But for medicine, I would say what medicine in particular? Something more for like sickness, disease, infection, something to help stop bleedings.
I think bleeding
what more
specifically.
Okay, so like
bandages,
antiseptics, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say for something like that, I think in this setting, those kind of medicines, they are pricey. That is literally the difference between life and death in some situations. So they're always in high demand, and adventurers always seem to claim after an escapade or an adventure like the one that you go on, they never got enough. But I would say for something like that, I would price that at about like 10 gold pieces per like little medical kit, and that's enough for like, enough to like stop like a mild to severe wound, something enough to stop the bleeding in order to get you to like someone that can truly take care of you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Yeah, I feel like, am I talking to this guy right now, or are you just describing?
I'm just kind of describing what like medicines for like stopping bleeding are. The guy that you're looking at, his name is Tell. Just Tell. Short guy, bald head. Yeah, short, short, bald. He has like a scruffy red beard. Missing an eye.
Oh,
that's about it. Yeah. Basic trade post stuff.
Basic, yeah, just normal. Like, I'm a little bit menacing, but not really, but kind of. If you try to scam them.
Yeah. How can I help you?
You got any anything that could help me if I get like something lodged in my arm, or like if I'm bleeding, or just anything really.
I got some bandage. I got some ropes, some gauze. I got some ointments. Yeah, I can sesh you up. How long are you looking to live with these wounds before finding someone?
Probably like 3 days. I'm not sure actually.
3 days to stave off a severe wound.
Yeah.
Gouges.
Yeah, I'd
skewerings.
say, yeah, something around that.
Lesions.
I'm not sure about that, but yeah, maybe.
De-limbings? We get a lot of them.
Oh, really, huh?
Well, as an adventurer like yourself, you would know, right?
I mean, I've only been in this gig for like, I wouldn't.
Ah, Greenwood.
Huh?
Greenwood is you get the gist that Greenwood might just mean a beginning adventurer or a wannabe adventurer.
Oh, I guess you could say that.
Little Greenwood's first adventure. Let me tell you, always wash the wound. Never chance it.
I'll keep that. I'll keep that at heart. I'll keep that at heart.
Also, if you're in a pinch, ash, pure ash, straight in the wound. Gauze it, stitch it up. The heat will kill the germs.
Sure. I'll write that down.
He eyes you with his he eyes you with his one eye, waiting for you to write down these notes that he sees as life changing. He is fully expecting you to write this down.
I instead I write a little tic-tac-toe.
You just like take your hand out, you just kind of like scratch at it with your fingernail.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Well, he finds that stuff. He gets you about 3 days worth. I would say like a day's worth of medicine to like keep you like if you have a grievous like severe wound of bleeding, like a thing of like bleeding bandages and medicines and stuff would like keep you alive for like a day. So for 3 days that would be about 30 coins worth of medicines.
Yeah. I think it's I think that should be fine. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you very much.
So you can put down I will say that it's about I would say that in a single I'd say about those 3 medicines would take up each slot is a medicine. So you can fill up 3 more slots with bleed medicines. And you should have about 5 gold pieces left.
I'm gonna call it BM, so I just pray I remember that. So it takes 3 slots.
Yeah. It's about 3 slots are filled up with that medicines.
All right. Oh, I'm terrible at PDA, so there you go. And then I'm a broke, as I expected. But that's why I'm adventuring, so I can become epic,
Precisely.
cool, and awesome.
Precisely. Now, you still got about 5 gold pieces, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, I mean, yeah, there's still a little bit more. I mean, you tell me what you want to do at this trade post, and then when you're ready to take off, you can take off. Also, real quick, I forgot to let you know. Also, in your inventory and stuff, this is part of character creation. Every character also starts off with a.
I forgot what they're called. I forgot about this.
Yeah, you also have a. Also, 2 of your inventory slots have supplies and also a dagger. If you want, you don't have to have the dagger on you, but 2 of those slots are supplies, which pretty much you get to read. Anytime that, like, let's say, oh shoot, you know what would be really useful now? A 10-foot rope. You can just, if you have a supply in your inventory, you can tell me, hey, I planned for this. This supply represents a 10-foot rope. And then you cross out the supply and you write in 10-foot rope.
Oh, what an instant win button. Oh, wow, that's how convenient.
Not exactly. You can't use supply for things like ammo or things like weapons, but like more general use items.
What?
So
link to the hallway Discord server and my supplies? No way, I'm not playing.
What? No way.
What? Nah. I think I'm gonna tell it. Well, I have the dagger, right?
Yeah, you have a You also have a dagger on top of that. You don't have to carry it, but the dagger is just a 3. It's a 3 damage one-handed item.
I think I'm just gonna ask him if he's willing to. You're willing to buy this off me or something like that?
What does your dagger look like?
It's just a normal dagger, just very simple. Okay. Nothing crazy. Again, he wasn't sure if he wanted to adventure, and he kind of wailed out on the Warhammer.
Right. The dagger just kind of happened to be with him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll tell kind of what are you telling to tell? What's your pitch to selling this to tell? So, correct me if I'm wrong, but your pitch towards Tell for selling this dagger to him is, hey, I bought stuff from you. You should buy stuff from me now.
More or less just like, hey, I bought some from you. You willing to buy this dagger off me?
Tell kind of looks at the dagger up and down. He's like, well, is there anything wrong with it?
Not really. I just thought, I have this big ass warhammer. I don't really think I would need it.
I mean, I'd have to sell it at a profit, you know.
Uh, d- uh, hmm.
You're like, I could buy it off you, but I'd be paying you less than what it's worth because I'd have to up price it. And from what it looks like, there's nothing inherently valuable about this dagger other than the fact that it is indeed a dagger.
I mean, maybe it's maybe stuff. It'll be a famous dagger one day. And maybe you can actually sell it up at a.
It'll be a famous dagger if you sell it to me now, and it just lays in my trade post.
Maybe one day. I mean, I'm going to the Felt Dungeon after all.
You're going to the Fell Dungeon.
Yeah, it seems fun. It doesn't seem that bad. I feel like I could take it.
He gets very dark all of a sudden. The mood turns dark as he looks at you with his one eye. He like suddenly like the candlelight and throughout the entire room just like dims to like 50% of what it actually should be. You're just kind of looking around like what's happening? He looks at you, young man. I cannot stress enough. A greenwood like yourself should have no business going into those fell dungeons, and a greenwood like you should know better than to say those words out loud. Now, I want no trouble from you or anything that brings back. That dungeon is evil and filled with curses beyond imagine.
Have you been in it yourself?
Gods, no.
Let's just say it's more of an investigation to see if all these rumors are true. Because I don't really hear many. This is me bluffing. I don't really hear many people talk about it.
Roll because you're bluffing and stuff. Roll a d20.
D20
for a will check. Yeah, I'm gonna say that this is like you're purposely trying to hide information, kind of. Or are you trying to like glean information from this guy by bluffing?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe he's probably just.
Then I would say I'd roll a will check.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a d20. Add your will score to.
I got a 15.
Okay. Endure for the most part, unless I say otherwise. You have to meet 15 or more in order to succeed. Okay. So he kind of the mood slightly lightens again. It's not completely normal. This guy Tell is still looking at you like with concern and a little bit of pity on his face. And he's like, young man, I don't know what you're hoping to prove, but there's no point in investigating something that's just going to make you end up dead. And then no one to tell that whatever information you found. Think about it. You go, you investigate. Oh boy, I got this information. Now I can tell people. And then before you even step out the dungeon door, you're dead from a trap. What's the point of investigating if no one knows what you are investigating for?
To make a name for myself as a brave adventurer who's fearless and willing to investigate something that people are considering taboo.
I admire your bravery and pity your stupidity. And he kind of just leaves it at that.
That's the
he looks at the dagger. He looks at the dagger, then up at you. Young man, I think you're better off keeping the dagger for yourself.
Thanks. I will heed your advice and I guess go on my way.
Yeah. All right. You making your way to the dungeon then?
Yeah. I think that was the only encounter he really wanted to do.
Yeah, pretty much. That was just an excuse for you to spend any of your starting gold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So walking out of the trade post, you can even already you can see some of the glancing eyes from the other people just taking a respite here at the trade post.
He's probably like
You see them
whispering.
glancing at you. Yeah, people whispering at each other.
This dumbass is
He's
going.
going into the fell dungeon. Exactly. He's going to the fell dungeons. What is wrong with him? Is he mad? Does he wish to die?
Bill,
You know, stuff like
different.
that. Yeah, exactly. So you acquire your rented steed because I actually we didn't really talk. Have you been riding on horse? Have you just been walking?
I think I've just been walking.
Okay, that's actually that's pretty cool. Just traveling on foot.
Yeah.
Good stamina. Good strong stamina. You haven't earned enough money to buy a horse yet.
Might have spent it all.
I spent it all on this Warhammer.
Okay.
Okay. So finally, after about, I would say, a night or two, further into the woods, you finally encounter the entrance of the Fell Dungeon.
Ooh.
The wind, the scenery around you before entering in, the forest starts to get more dark and more overcast with shadows of the deep, dark, tall, white oak trees within this forest. And the deeper in you go, the more gnarled they look, to eventually, like about 50 yards, I think, surrounding the entrance of this dungeon, you see the giant trees have become more gnarled, and strangely, like, giant chains are, like, growing through this tree, if that makes sense. Like, at some point, these chained fences were all lining around this dungeon to keep people at bay, and these trees were planted to even further obscure the entrance. But the trees grew up and around these giant chains, making them taut with the ground and taut with the trees. So, as you get closer and you're maneuvering around these tight spaces, finally you come to the entrance.
Oh, well, it's ready. Finally, time for my adventure, huh? I'm assuming these trees are spooky because this dungeon. I'm not too sure. I think this matches the description of what those other guys at my tavern said, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, as you're kind of looking around, just kind of like, oh, I think this is the dungeon. It seems right. You just suddenly a strong gust of foul-smelling, odorous wind gushes out of the entrance of the cave straight into your face, and instantly smell like the strange, musky smell of what you can only assume is rot and foul mold.
Smells like money.
Your eyes turn into little dollar signs. Ka-ching!
Smells like an adventure. Let's go.
All right.
I don't think my
As
guy
you
really
enter-
understands like how serious what it.
Yeah, no self-preservation.
Yeah, I don't think he understands what he's getting into, and I think he's kind of there for that.
Yeah. So as you enter in, immediately walking down the stairs of the cobbled steps and of the staircase, the smell of the mold and of the strange rot only gets stronger as finally you hear water, slow, like trickling, running water as you descend further down and further down, and only getting louder until finally you reach like this little patio. And at the base of this patio, oh, by the way, do you have a torch lit or any form of light? Because it's getting darker and darker to eventually you can't see at all.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Do you have a torch in your inventory or?
Ooh, I don't think I do. No.
Okay. So what you can do here is you can take one of those supplies.
Yeah, probably just to supply into the.
Yeah.
Torch.
Yep.
I don't know.
So a torch.
Spelled that wrong. Awesome.
Hmm.
There you go. I think that's what I did last time. I actually used a supply for a torch.
Yeah. So a torch a torch burns for about 6 turns, which is about an hour of length. So I'll keep track of that every single time you have a turn. I'll make sure to mark a usage on your torch. So here's hoping that you find some more torches, because you only got 2. So you only got 1 more supply left. Anyhow, so using your torch, you adventure further down until you eventually reach this patio, and you can see at the foot of this patio across the other side that you're inside the first room of this dungeon. And you could almost swear that you hear whisperings hidden between the sound of the rustling water as it's moving from the rightmost side of this dungeon room through the leftmost side through a single like sewer grate almost. One of the sewer grates being more rusted and with like the bars like eroded away over time, much more so than the other. The room between you and the other side of the room is completely covered in water, and based off of what your torchlight is showing, it's very deep water.
Oh.
Yeah. On the other side of the room is another similar patio to the one that you're stepping on, but there's an entrance in a dark tunnel leading further in.
I think I'm gonna go to the dark tunnel leading further in.
Are you just getting into the water and swimming across? Because it's not like a bridge. It's like there's the entire water. You've got like this little like cobbled cement step that you're on, and then water, pretty much like a deep pond of water that you'll have to swim through to the other side.
I think since I probably just swam there because I'm kind of used to walking. I probably swam in adventure before.
Entering into the deep, cold, dark water, it's so cold. You have to kind of swim against the current a little bit. As you start swimming past, you kind of swear for a second. It's you know this look of the torchlight on the water and it's shimmering, but you almost swear that you can see like some different kind of glint, some other different kind of shimmer deeper in the water as you're swimming past. And as it kind of catches your eye, you then see a big black protrusion and like some sort of obscuring form of water blot out that shimmer. I'm gonna have you roll. I need you to roll a d6 because we're gonna roll for combat. So in Durf, whenever combat starts, the attacking side and the player's sides roll a d6, and whichever side has the highest number
I rolled a
goes
1.
first. Oh, hey, they rolled a 1 as well. Add your dexterity modifier to that.
2, so that'd be 3.
Okay, so you will go first.
Oh my god.
So all you see is this black this black obscuring form underneath the water, starting to swim towards you. It's weird. It's like it's got like a bulky like front to it, and then towards the back is a bit more slender, and then it juts out almost like in a triangle. To your best of abilities, I would say it looks somewhat pescatarian. Not pescatarian, somewhat like a fish. But it's hard to tell for certain.
It looks fishy.
It is bigger than it does definitely look bigger than just a normal like brook trout type thing, you know. It's bigger than like the fish that you would have caught at home. This looks much larger.
Oh, okay. So
what are you doing? You do have torch in hand. I'm assuming you have a torch in hand, right? Okay.
Are we still in the water?
You are still in the water, yes. In the water, there is a water current, and it is kind of pushing you towards that eroded grate.
How close am I to like land?
You're about like halfway. I would say that you've gone about halfway from your little patio thing into like the middle of this water-filled room.
I think the very first thing I do is try to swim faster to get on land. Since I noticed this creature come up.
So I would say fight with you fighting against the current and you swimming. You only have one hand and two legs to kick with. Your other hand being the torch to keep aloft that you're trying to keep dry. Also on top of that, trying to swim against the current, trying to keep yourself being pushed into that grate. You're not able to make too much leeway. You've managed to get yourself a little bit closer to the land, but you have not actually reached the other side
That's
of
fair,
the water,
yeah.
I would say. So that being said, there is now. This is now where
Killer,
we roll for the enemy.
killer
So
fish.
the killer fish from San Diego. Um. So the fish, this thing is going to attack.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to. So I need you to roll a d20.
D20, all right. Oh shit.
Yes. So whenever someone attacks, both the attacker and the defender
10.
roll a d20. Whoever rolls higher gets to deal their damage to the creature.
I got a 10.
Okay. They got a they got a 2. In fact, they got a 1. They critically failed. So how I would say how does underwater creature mess up its attack so badly that you actually get to attack it instead?
Maybe it just pushes me. You know, it'd be funny if it just launched me to like the land.
Oh, like it like it goes for an attack, but it accidentally like messes up, and so is that what you're wanting to do? Would you rather than you getting to do retaliate damage? Because I'll let that happen where the fish actually just pushes you further up.
Nah, I think the fish, he fucks up so bad he ends up like pushing me to land.
All right, I let this fish. You being worried about it. You try to swim as fast as you can back to land, looking behind you in hopes that you're able to outmaneuver the fish. You see it starting to approach, and you get to see the protrusion and kind of get to see its face peek out of the water. Its head is actually quite big and flat.
Goofy.
And it looks almost akin to like a big wide like greatsword blade, its actual like face. And you see it about to like rear up and run through, and what you quickly do is you take both your feet and you kind of like kick it to where the feet lands on top of the head, so it's not hitting like the bladed like front of its face. And with that, the fish suddenly speeds up because it was about to attack, and you kind of like do like a little like surfboard type thing on top of it, you know.
That's hype.
And so as it's swimming and trying to run you through, you're able to quickly tiptoe off of the fish onto the other side of the dungeon room. And as you do that, looking behind you, you see the fish. You see the fish kind of crash into like the stone brick and kind of recoil, and it kind of does that thing where like the fish, like if it like you whack a fish on the head with like something hard, like it kind of like momentarily like floats up to the top and it looks dead. And then it kind of like regains like sense, and then it like kind of shakes, and then it just immediately swims back down into the murky darkness of the water below. And as you're back on, you see two other similar protrusions kind of poke up in the water a bit further back.
Maybe I shouldn't have swum there.
You successfully crossed the first room without any harm done.
Somehow, I'm actually surprised myself, to be honest. I think my guy was just like, "What the fuck just happened? How did I do that?"
Yeah. I would say that was a pretty quick. That was a pretty quick thing. I don't think that took quite a full turn. So, yeah, you can absolutely move on to... Is there anything else you would like to do in this room, or would you like to move on?
I guess
to
look around where I'm at.
I mean, you're on the other... You're still in the same water-filled room. You can now see with your torchlight, you can see that there's like 3 of these fish, these blade-like fish, inside this water, just kind of patrolling the water, looking for things to like eat from whatever the water current brings in through the grate. And you can still see that metallic shimmering object a bit deeper into the pool of water.
I think it's just bait. I think I just walk off. I don't think I think pay too much mind to that.
Absolutely. Walking in deeper into the dungeon, you come across the faint amber glow of your torch, still as strong as when you lit it just about 5-10 minutes ago. Burns brightly as you come across quite a shocking scene. To to the left of you in this stone cobbled room, you see a mountain of just skeletal remains, just kind of like slobbishly and hoarder style, like stacked in the left side of this dungeon room. Bones of various like animals and humanoids, all just in this giant conglomerate mess. You see a couple of old, ancient, mostly burnt up, used torches, kind of like, not, I can't remember the term, but like they're, those like little iron rings that you'll see in castles where like you'd keep a burning torch on.
Yeah.
You see a couple of those kind of like scattered along the wall.
Do they have anything on them?
Used
Or are they just like burnt torches?
So, I mean, this is just your immediate glance. To the right, you also see what looks to be like a jail cell almost, with a single skeletal remain in there, some sort of weird old liquid that's long dried up on the stone slabs inside that holding cell, and then just further up above that, on the right side of the dungeon, you see what could only be some sort of strange contraptions.
I think I walk towards the jail cell. Or
Say that one more time.
I think I walk towards that jail cell thing.
All right. So immediately to your right, you kind of see the jail cell, and you see these old iron bars, and there's seems to be like kind of a gate, like a rusted iron gate, that gate door that would allow you entrance, but the lock and key section of it seems to be long corroded shut. There doesn't seem to be an immediate key into it, but you looking into it, you can get a better glimpse. There's like a bucket, just an old skeletal corpse, and some sort of liquid on the ground.
You think I can kick the door down?
You can absolutely try.
I'll try.
So roll a d20
D20.
and add your strength to it.
I got a 12 and my strength is 4.
So 16.
I guess.
So yeah, with your So how are you kicking down this door? Explain to me how you see Bill Johnson kicking this door down to get into this jail cell.
I think he just brute forces it. He just like kicks it a few times till he finally gets it.
Yeah, like standing kick, kind of SWAT team style.
It's kind of like bam, bam.
Nice. All right. Kicking down the door takes you 1, 2, 3 solid good stomps with your foot against this iron rusted gate door. Torch braced in your hand as you enter in, ready for whatever might come at you. Looking around, you see again there's that skeletal corpse. Getting a better look at it, there's old scrap cloth on it, and there's also to the other side of the bucket, and looking in there, you'll see that there's just various items. These seems to be the belongings of this skeletal person, and you do find enough to like for some good supplies. So I would say add 1 supply into your inventory.
Okay.
But you got a supply from this bucket in the cell. I mean, there's the bucket itself. If you would like to take that.
I'm gonna take the bucket.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I think that's.
Go for it. I mean, it takes a slot.
Sure. You never know when you can need a bucket.
You never know when you need a bucket. Absolutely. Remember, you also have a maximum of 14 slots, so make sure you're not over that.
Yeah, I'm on 13 right now.
All right, cool. But yeah, aside from that, I mean, yeah, just skeletal remains, old, worn, ancient cloth. Nothing much besides that. I will say I'm going to roll a d6 because I'd feel like between the first room that you were in and you kicking down that door and kind of looking around and scrounging through the jail cell, it's been at least about 10 minutes, which is a turn in Derf. So every turn, you roll a dice to see if an encounter happens. On a 1, an encounter happens, and I'll roll on the encounter table.
Do I roll?
Otherwise, nothing happens. I roll. I'll roll.
Okay.
So, in this exact moment, you are inside the jail cell with your torch lit, kind of about ready to leave and get up, and you hear coming in from the other door that you have yet to go through, the other side of this dungeon room, some sort of evil squeal, a mischievous squeal, actually, I should say, as you hear this cackling. I found all this gold, this bullion. Can't wait to give it to the boss. Give it to the big grib. As you hear this tiny, small, shrill voice speak up, you hear two other creatures kind of speak up and squabble, except not in the same tongue, not in the same speech that you heard the initial one talk in. As you hear them coming in, you don't see a light illuminating the entrance, but you do know they are coming in.
Maybe I get my my little warhammer out.
All right, you're good. So you got your warhammer out, and are you like planning for an ambush? Like, what are you doing?
I think I'm preparing just in case. Because those fish, you know.
Okay, so I'm assuming, so for you to have your warhammer in your hand, you will have to put your torch on the ground. Because again, you only have, the warhammer takes two hands.
Yeah.
As you prepare your warhammer, you see this scene of three small goblin-type creatures. Each of them, rather than like the traditional like green-hued skin that goblins usually have, you see each of them with this dark stone gray skin and these blank white eyes, as they're each all together. They're each pulling on this giant like burlap sack. Like it's like the sack is like filled to its absolute brim, and it's bigger and wider than the three goblins on top of each other. And they're like, two of them are pulling at the front, and one is behind the bag, actually pushing the bag, as they're all like kind of squabbling and talking about who's gonna get credit for acquiring all this bullion and all this gold. You get the sense that they haven't quite noticed you yet, but I mean they are just about to enter into the room.
I don't know what I want to do.
What would you like to do?
Maybe I just be like, who goes there? Well, I'm like still like keeping myself hidden.
Okay. So what are you doing to hide yourself?
Maybe I'm like around the corner or something.
Around the corner of the entrance?
Yeah.
Okay, so around the corridor that the goblins are entering in from.
Yeah.
Not the one that you came. Okay. You're trying to hide yourself doing this?
Yeah, but I'm still being like, who goes there?
Okay. I would say roll a d20 and then add your dexterity, but also add a break.
I got a 17 and add what?
Okay. Roll a d6 and minus the result of the d6. So in Derp, there's something called buffs and breaks.
I got a 1 on a d6.
Okay. So in Derf, there's something called buffs and breaks. Buffs are a d6 that you add to a roll.
Mm-hmm.
And a buff is, so like, let's say you roll an 11 and then you roll a 5. That on your d6, that turns your roll into a 16. So then you'll pass the score. And then there's also breaks, which they behave the exact same way, except you minus the result from your die. So breaks are what you do if like there's something that would give you a situational disadvantage, or something that might hinder your ability to do something, like a broken leg when trying to run away from like a giant monster. So in this instance, I would say you got that break because you're trying to hide yourself while also talking to them so close by. So you rolled what did you roll again?
I got a 17 on my d20 and a 1 on my d6, and I haven't added the dex yet. Okay. So it'd be like an 18 then.
what do you call it? You rolled a 17. You'd add 2 from your dex
And
to
then
make it
-1.
19. Minus 1, so 18. Yeah, so you, despite being so close to the origin, you are, because of the way that the stone, there's no like real sound dampening in this dungeon. So you speak, and it almost throws your voice for you.
Huh.
So as you speak, you said what do you say again?
Who goes there?
Are you trying to frighten these goblins? What exactly are you trying to do with that?
I guess I am trying to scare them a little bit.
Okay. With that, then roll a d20 and add your will to that.
I got a 19.
You got a 19?
Oh my god, yeah. I had a 19.
Okay.
Holy. I thought I was going to get
I would
like a
say,
1 or something.
I would say you see your give me your scariest who goes there voice.
Who goes there? No.
The goblins hate ASMR. They're frightened.
I don't want to be too loud because I have family over. I'll be like, "Who goes there?" or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So with that, you immediately like hear 2 of the goblins pipe up like, "Wah! No one. We don't have lots of gold. Shut up." As they immediately start bickering about how they shouldn't be we shouldn't be giving away the fact that we got all this gold. Quick, push it back, further in. We'll go around.
Oh nah.
You're telling them no.
I guess let me ask them for information since I already startled them.
Okay, well, they're startled. They're not under your command, just so to speak. They're just more of, you frightened 2 of them. One of them hasn't said anything. It's the voice that you initially heard, the one that was speaking initially. You haven't heard from them. So, but you're going to try to coax them for information?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. What are you asking them?
What's, I guess, like general layout, like what's around here. And I would be like, hey, what's around here? And I'll let y'all keep your gold, something like that.
As you say this, you hear the goblins actually kind of change to, "Oh, so I'm a newcomer onto the filled dungeon, huh? It would be a shame if you lost your way." Hear that? He doesn't know where he's going. Never mind. Split up, boys! As you quickly hear them all skitter around and dissipate.
Oh no.
Do you look around the corner?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you want to do? You can't see. Okay.
You know, I think I just rush in the corner. I think I just full rush. Like, just fuck it. We bomb.
Okay. So as soon as you hear them say, "Spread out, boys," you run around this corner and you see 2 of the goblins quickly kind of scurry further into the darkness. But that one goblin, one that was silent, is actually still there. He seems bigger than your normal goblin, and a bit more stout too. As immediately you see this big goblin take what looks to be a club and whack you square in the forehead with it. Roll a d20.
D20. Oh, I got a 10.
You got a 10?
Ruh-roh.
Okay. The goblin also got a 10. Because the goblin is the attacker in this case, the attacker always wins the tie. So in this case, you're gonna take 2 damage directly to you.
Uh-oh.
So do you have any armor or anything on you?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so for all damage you receive, put that as wounds on your character sheet.
Uh-huh.
And every single time you receive a wound, you roll your hit dice, which in this case are 2d6. Anytime that your hit dice are less than the wounds that you've accrued, you die. Just straight up die.
Oh, God. Well, this might be the end, boys.
So you have 2 damage in total, so you have 2 wounds.
I rolled
so
a
you're
5.
Roll your 2d6.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, so
And I rolled
Yep.
a 6.
All right, so you have a total that's a total of 7. You're still up and alive. You're fine, but it hurts. You know, you took 2 damage, and that isn't nothing. As the goblin immediately whacks you square in the forehead, and then skitters up and around the wall.
Wow,
so you kind of entered into that corridor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the goblin has skittered up the wall of the corridor and around the ledge, back into that kind of that skeleton room chamber to kind of get away. But the bag is still right there in front of you as well. This giant burlap sack.
But he's not near me anymore, right? Or like,
No, he's hit you and then he's moved.
can I look around, see if there's anything like behind the bag? Because I'm kind of thinking maybe those goobers are still there.
Are you trying to look around? Okay, so are you trying to slyly look around to see if there's someone behind?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would say yeah, roll a stealth. So roll a d20 and add your dexterity to that.
Oh, I got a 1.
Oh, you got a flat one.
Yep.
What you can do is that with your dexterity score as well?
Oh, no, because that would make it a 3.
Okay.
But I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. So looking around, I mean, you look around, trying to stay as quiet as possible. Your warhammer clanks against the solid stone wall,
I
and
expect
it creates
that.
an echo in both sides. But however, despite that, you quickly rush to the other end. You don't see any goblins.
Can I just take the bag?
That being said, I mean, you could, but I mean, first you'd probably have to deal with
The goblin.
one of these goblins that is gonna be dropping right on top of your head. As you're looking around, you were so focused on looking around the bag, you never bothered to look back up because you don't have your torch on you. Your torch is down in the other room. It's darker over on this side. So as you were looking around the bag, you don't see any initial creature, and then immediately upon being relieved that you are alone, another creature, one of the goblins, not the one that struck you in the forehead,
The other one.
but one of the other two goblins, this one a bit more puny and missing an ear, is actually trying to stab you in the head with this small little shiv. I need you to roll roll a d20 and add your strength to that.
We got a 3 and add strength. That's going to be 3. Math. Oh, no. Simple math. 7.
7?
Mm.
Okay, so you, with this goblin trying to stab you straight in the head, you kind of brace your warhammer up to prevent the goblin from stabbing you, keeping the handle, the shaft of the warhammer, from letting the goblin arms reach you. You hoist them and throw them against the opposite wall, and you splat your hammer against the goblin's face, is the best I could say. Your big ass warhammer against this tiny little goblin.
I parried him.
You deal 5 damage to it.
This is
you
just
deal
like
5 damage to.
it's like me in Dark Souls. I parried his ass.
Yeah. You deal 5 damage to this little goblin creature, and as soon as your hammer meets the goblin's head, and then the goblin's head meets the stone wall, its head like bursts like a pumpkin. It just dead, splat against the wall. The goblin's dead. You've killed it. Congratulations. You're a murderer now.
I was literally gonna say, man, I don't think I killed anything before. So.
Yeah. So you dealt 5 damage to him, and he only had 1 hit dice of health, and I mean he rolled a 2 on his hit dice, so he was just immediately dead.
Oh yikes.
Yeah, but
his ass got parried.
So that little goblin creature has died. As you're recoiling from that, looking around, analyzing the room, you hear small little whispers kind of all echoing around your head, little mischievous pokes and jabs. Useless, boring, pathetic, unworthy of fame. And as the word fame enters into your head, you get this massive ringing in your head as one of the second goblin that skittered into the darkness is attempting to cast a little bit of trickery on your mind and make you feel uneasy and try to change your mood. I need you to roll a will check as it is casting it's one of its little
you said 20, right?
Jess. Yeah, you're gonna roll a 20 and then add your will to that. This is you.
I'm rolling low. I got a 4 plus my will, 4, 5, 6. I got a 6.
4 plus your whiz, so a total of 6?
6, yeah.
Ooh.
Yikes.
So, with that, you become the words that these goblins use.
They hurt my feelings.
You've always thought these things in your head. They not only hurt your feelings, they affect you much more than you ever thought words could, and you almost think they're real for a second. You almost actually doubt your ability, and it just seriously hurts you. So for the next remainder of during the rest of combat, as this goblin that has spoken these words to you is alive, all actions that you take involving attacking or defending and such like that will receive a break. You're just generally unmotivated.
Damn, he fucked him up.
So
bro.
just keep he's messing you up mentally.
God damn, bro played the
that
mind
being
games.
said, it is. That being said, it is back to your turn. You're right next to this giant sack of gold. Further in, deeper in the cavern. I mean, from your best bet, you don't know. You don't have a sense of light. You don't have really a source of light. You don't know where that goblin that did that trickery jest to you.
I think I'm literally just gonna walk back.
Not a jest.
Kind of just like a intimidation kind of thing.
You're gonna walk back into the skeleton room.
Walk back to where I left my light. Yeah.
Okay. You're making a. I would say if you use both your movement, because you get to move and then you get an action, and usually that action is like to attack or something. With how far you are right now, I would say that you'd be able to run. You'd be able to walk towards the torch, be able to pick it up, and then also equip your dagger in your opposite hand. That way you have both your dagger and your torch in hand. In one turn, but you wouldn't be able to attack or do anything else like that. That's just using your movement and such.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, all right, cool. So you hurriedly move over as you hurriedly over to the torch and getting your dagger ready. The goblin that hit you square in the forehead with a club and then skittered up across the wall has been waiting for you to exit in order to get the jump on you. I need you to roll a dex save, but remember to add a break.
Is it 20 plus 6? So I rolled a...
It'd be 20 plus your dexterity.
No, I'm saying like the 20 plus the 6 dice, right?
It would be 20. It would be your d20 minus the d6.
That's what I meant. So I rolled an 18 on my d20 plus dex would be a 20, and then if I rolled my 6, I got a 6. So 20 minus 6. I can't math. 14.
14. So this will fail. This action will fail, but you do always have the opportunity. You can take a stress to push yourself to give yourself a buff. So what you can do in this instance is you can push yourself to give yourself a buff, which will cancel out that break.
Yeah, I might as well do that.
If that makes sense. Okay, so
add it to my inventory.
Do you have inventory space to
I
do
have
that?
one left, yeah.
So that one final spot that you have in your inventory, fill that with stress. And so you can't hold any more additional items until you open up more inventory slots. Mm-hmm. But that D20 that you rolled a break on, get rid of the break. So what did you roll?
Oh, now it's
a 16, you said, or
it was an 18 plus my dex, which would be 2, so it'd be a 20.
Yeah. Okay. So awesome. So yeah, that break cancels out. So what do you? This jumping goblin tried to get the jump on you with its club, same way how that previous goblin with the shiv did.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do while you're running to your torch to succeed in getting it off of you and keeping you from getting attacked and jumped on?
I hit that power slide. You know what I mean?
you, 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 you power slide and do a quick. You hear your instincts, your innate instincts as an adventurer that you've been able to hone
From like hunting animals. Yeah.
From hunt, exactly. It's all coming together. You sense, you smell the goblin jumping off of the stone wall, and in that moment you know to get on your knees and power slide towards the prison cell. And as you do that, you hear and you're able to perfectly visualize the look and the sound of this goblin just face planting in the hard stone floor in its vain attempt to try to grapple you. You have your torch and your dagger in hand. You see the goblin that tried to get the jump on you stagger up, kind of dazed from its failed attempt, club in both hands, as you see the other goblin kind of skittering around the wall, now up on top of the ceiling, looking at you with its blank eyes, the one that has demotivated you. As you can kind of see in its blank eyes, as its eyes begin to swirl with a weird, almost purple type hue and glow, as it attempts to cast another little trickery on you, as it says, "Why are you hitting yourself? Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Self." As you hear the word self, I need you to roll another will check for me.
It's a 20, right?
Yeah, D20 and then add your wisdom to that.
I got an 18
or
and
will.
18 plus 2, that's 20. Damn, I'm finally rolling high again.
Okay, and again, this is you defending yourself from this creature's hex, this spell. So roll a D6 and a break from that.
Break. I rolled a 6 again, so 14.
So you rolled a. What was your D20 roll again?
It was 18 plus 2, and then minus the D6, which was a 6.
Well, these breaks are being rough on you. So yeah, 14. You can drop an item that you have at your disposal to open up an inventory slot for you to push yourself. If you want. You don't have to.
So I'm assuming I failed it, right? I failed it, right?
Yeah. 14 has failed. You have to get a 15 to beat this.
Fuck it, why not? We stressing out.
Okay, what are you dropping?
Rest in peace, the bucket.
No, not the bucket.
The bucket, no.
No.
The bucket.
All right, you drop the bucket. You drop the bucket. Fill that inventory spot up with stress, and then cancel out that break. So you have a 20. in that will check. And when you hear the word self, you get this strong urge to take that dagger and just stab it straight into your torch shoulder blade, the one that's holding the torch. You're able to break from that hard, harsh thought as you are back in combat and you're back in the game. What is your action now?
Can I fuck up that little goober?
The one on which one? There's two. There's the one with the torch, and then there's the one with the words.
The words, dude.
The words, dude. What? I mean, you can certainly try. What do you want? What are you going to do to attempt? He's up on the roof. He's up on the ceiling of this dungeon room.
How tall? Like, do you think I could poke him with my torch or no?
No, you definitely couldn't poke him with your torch. He's too high up.
I'm gonna throw my torch at him.
You're gonna throw your what?
I'm gonna throw the torch at him.
Okay. That would be a ranged attack. So roll a D20.
D20.
And I'm gonna roll for the goblin.
Oh god, I rolled a 2. Oh no.
You can. You can always push yourself,
no,
man.
No.
No. Okay. So you. And your riled up anger, oh yeah, also you're supposed to throw a break on. Did you throw a break on that?
Oh no, I totally did not.
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
I got a 3 on the break.
It doesn't matter. He got a 10. It's fine though because this is a ranged attack. With melee attacks, both the attacker and the offender roll, and whoever gets the highest damages.
Mm-hmm.
With ranged attacks, the attacker rolls to attack and the defender rolls to dodge. So even if they roll higher, it's not like they can retaliate damage against you unless they also had a ranged attack. But this guy doesn't. How do you get this torch throw?
Honestly, I think I aim high, and I put all my power, and then I don't overshoot. And then in reality, I didn't actually aim it high or put any power to it, and I thought I was, and in reality I just kind of like undershot it. It was like, phew.
You go to throw your torch and you forget to let go, and you just drop the torch at your feet.
Pretty much.
The torch is now burning with a pyre and fury in front of you, between you and the two other goblins. As the goblin on the roof is kind of just gives a quick glance at the goblin at the floor, and the goblin at the floor gives a quick glance up to the goblin on the ceiling, and they just both look back at you. And one of them sticks his tongue. The one with the club sticks his tongue out, and the one on the ceiling just does a raspberry and towards your direction.
Man, fuck you.
Bad shot, dumbass. Anyways. So yeah, that was your action. Good move. Good move.
Good move. It was good play.
The goblin with the club is gonna run up to you now,
and
what they're gonna do actually is they're going to take their. Oh yeah, no problem. Hey guys, and man here. Here's a time to let you know about yet again the wonderful adventures of the Hallway Discord. You can see many glorious things in the Hallway Discord server, such as Jimmy, and Rave, and Cogwheel, and Beef.
Honestly,
we all
kind
love
of an
Beef.
embarrassing throw.
What?
Kind of an embarrassing throw. Accurate to real life.
Oh, absolutely. Let's be honest here. That's the throw that both of us would be capable of doing in real life. That's the maximum potential for us, at least for me.
You threw like a bitch, right?
Anyways, the one with the goblin club is running up to you, and what he's gonna do is he's actually gonna take the torch that is at your feet, and he's gonna take that, and he's gonna take that, and he's gonna retreat back, and he's gonna put his club next to the torch club, and as he does that, he then has two fiery flaming clubs in his hand.
What the fuck?
As he stole your torch, he's lit up his other club, and he's getting ready to lob both of you at you, as you're now a little bit with light. I mean, you can still see the goblin, but the one up on the ceiling is now a little bit more obscured.
Mm-hmm.
The goblin up at the top of the ceiling now is actually gonna scurry down the wall on top of the bone pile, and they're actually gonna pick up a pile of various like leg humeruses and tibia bones and stuff like that. They just got a bundle of bones as they grab one in their hand, and they're gonna chuck it at you. So I need you to roll a dex check.
And do I also roll the other one? I got a 20, but do I roll the debuff?
Oh yeah. Roll a d6 and minus that from your result.
5, so I got a 15.
Okay, that's fine. They got a 14. So they throw a bone at you, and you like take a sidestep, and the bone hits and shatters when it makes impact with one of the rusted iron bars.
I had to win. My brother.
It is now your.
He's locking in. I'm gonna attack the fucking flame goblin.
Okay. What are you gonna attack him with? Because now you only have the dagger in your hand, and then you have the warhammer that you could go to re-equip.
I'm re-equipping the warhammer.
Okay, you're gonna re-equip the warhammer. Okay, and then I would say, well, let me give you this option, because usually I would say it would take an action in of itself just to equip the warhammer. I'll let you equip the warhammer and go up to that goblin, but you'll have to take 2 breaks. You'll have to take a break on top of the one you already have in order to take the action, walk up to the flame goblin, and then hit him with your warhammer.
Maybe I'll just. Maybe I'll just run with the dagger, I guess, because.
Okay, you're gonna run up with a dagger and take a stab at
Take a
him.
little stab at him.
Little stab. All right, cool. Roll a d20 then, and then add your strength to that.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Plus the break, though, right?
Okay.
I gotta do the break real quick.
Yep.
Oh my fucking Christ. Hold on, let me do the math real quick. Man, it's so much over. Minus.
I feel really bad.
I got a
these
12.
These goblins are rolling.
I got a
these
12.
goblins are rolling high.
I had a 12.
You got a 12, so that's with
the break.
That's your attack with the break.
Yeah.
So he got a 17.
What the fuck?
So you go to stab at him. The goblin, being short, just kind of crouches down, almost similar to the same way how you just kind of crouched and slid to avoid his attack. He's taken a lesson out of your rule book, and then as he does that, he takes your torch and stabs it straight into your shin.
No.
To like kind of the same way how like putting out a cigarette on your skin burns really hard. Not that I expect you know what that feels like. Not that I know what that feels like, but you know how Bill Johnson knows how it feels like, since it's happening to him right now. Yeah, Bill Johnson. Bill Johnson knows how having a torch extinguished on bare skin feels like, because it happened to him right now at this moment. So doing that, the torchlight actually kind of starts to dim out as then the goblin repeals. There's still the light from the club that the goblin has in his other hand. I'm gonna have you.
Wound?
Take 2 damage from that, because it's kind of like an I would say it's kind of like an improvised.
So am I at 4 wounds now?
Yeah, you're at 4 wounds.
I'm so fucking dead.
You roll 2 hit dice, and then
anything less than.
Yeah, if it's less than 4, you just die.
Okay, I rolled a 4 on my first one.
Okay.
I rolled a 1. It's over.
So you have 5. No, you have 5 in total. 4 plus 1 is 5.
Okay.
You have a total of 4 wounds. So you're alive still.
Oh wait, so I rolled 2 hit die.
Because it's when you roll less than the amount of wounds you have is when you die. So like if you rolled if you were like 2 hit dice or like a 1 and a 2, you would have only had 3. You would have only had 3. 3 is less than your 4 wounds.
Nah, I'd win.
Yeah, so you're alive now. So I would say that you take 2 damage. And I would write on your character sheet that you do have a bad burn, a open burn wound on your shin now, something that you might want to take care of later.
I don't know, spell wound. Lamau. I tried. Okay.
1 shin W.
1 shin W. That's what I'm saying. All right. You know what? No more playing around. Whose turn is it?
So. Well, you just went to attack, and then you unfortunately failed. So now it is the goblin's turn. The fire goblin is now gonna double down. It just attacked you with your own torch. It's now gonna go and try to attack you with its flaming club. If it taking the light away from you. So I need you to roll an attack now.
I got a 6.
6 in total.
Plus my strength.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think Bill Johnson was ready. At a 10 plus the break, right?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a 9 because I rolled a 1 on the break.
Okay. Remember, you can always drop an item and try to get a buff.
Fuck it. We gonna drop shit. So if I drop the item, is it permanently gone?
No, you just aren't. It's just on the ground, and if you want to pick it up, you'd have to retrieve it at a later date.
I'm gonna drop. Is the torch still in my inventory? He took it, right? So that's already a free space.
No, the torch isn't there no more.
Oh, so I already have a free space because he took my torch.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just gonna use that free space then, for stress.
Okay. Filling that up with stress, so that cancels out your break. So without that break, what is
10.
your number? Okay. So he rolled a 16.
Fuck.
So you can drop another item and hope You can drop another item and hope for a tie.
I think I just take the L here, honestly. I don't think Bill Johnson was ready.
Yeah, he goes to attack you with he goes to attack you with his burning club. He goes to attack you with his burning club and whacks you straight into the chest with it. It hurts despite his small size. It is a large searing, singeing pain. And as you take 2 more damage, roll your hit dice. So
will Bill survive? Find out.
If you get 6 exactly, yeah. So you
I've
have
been
to beat
rolling
a
really
6.
high hit dice, so
Yeah.
I rolled a 2.
You have to get bigger than a 6 though.
And a 4. Holy shit.
So 6 exactly?
Yeah.
You skis on by. He hits you, and for a second you nearly lose consciousness. Like the combined pain of the searing of your feet, the voices in your head.
You know what this reminds me
like
of?
demotivating you.
This reminds me.
No,
well, is it my turn right now? I just want to know.
What do you call? You went to attack. You failed. The goblin damaged you. Then the goblins followed up with an attack.
Yeah.
You weren't able to retaliate. So now it's the bone goblin's turn.
It's the bone
goblin.
what
were you?
This reminds me of
goblin.
that tube serpent, except that's the first enemy I find.
The tube serpent. The tube serpent was just one enemy. This one is 3 weak enemies.
Yeah, except they're ganging up on me. Holy shit. Yeah.
Well, you were able to kill one
That's true.
really effectively.
That's true. All
It's
right.
just the other ones.
Dude,
It's just the other ones.
That guy messed. He got my mental. He knows what's up.
He knew. How did he know?
He knows that.
I mean, you're successfully able to break out of his attack yourself spell. But
okay.
okay.
So yeah, his turn.
So the goblin is gonna go to attack you with his bone. He's gonna throw a bone at you again.
Fuck your bone.
So roll a dex check with a break on
I got
it.
a 2 plus 2 is 4. That's 3. I got a 3.
You got a 3.
I'm getting unlucky now.
Okay. Well, he's throwing you with old ancient bones. As he does that, he's able to hit you square in the jaw with another one. And this one also same thing. The damage is starting to stack up. You're getting badly injured.
I would have fucked up,
badly
dude. Holy
hurt.
shit.
You try to hold on. So you take 1 more wound. You have a total of 7. Roll your hit dice.
Will I squeak out? I'm gonna be amazed if I do. Honestly, I rolled a 2.
Okay.
All right. Moment of truth, boys.
Got it.
A 4. Fuck. No.
So 6. A total of 6, and you have 7 wounds.
Yep.
What does Bill Johnson do on his last? What does Bill Johnson do in his last few moments before falling into the blackness?
The lights dim. It's very spooky. Two goblins are like, and he's just like, that old man was right. At least the dagger was actually useful. I was gonna get rid of it. I would have been dead earlier. It's like, I pushed my luck too far, but you know what? At least I went out on an adventure and I died having fun instead of sitting around in a tavern all day. And I'm like, join the hallway Discord server.
Wow.
Bill.
Woo!
He's dead. No.
Wow.
That's funny.
That was amazing. We only got 2 dungeon rooms in.
Dude, he got fucked.
He got messed up.
You know, I
will say this.
I don't know how people feel about losing, but honestly, I don't really mind it.
I mean, that's the whole thing with Durf. The whole idea is the character creation is ridiculously fast, so that you can quickly roll up a new character to join the party after your last one dies.
That's fair.
So, I mean, there's always that. I was gonna say, I mean, we actually kind of ended this at a
perfect.
I mean,
that's
unfortunately,
it
ended at a pretty good time.
That's what I'm saying.
I was gonna say, before we fully end this, I will give Bill Johnson this option. As you go into that darkness, ready to be released, you see a cloaked figure with a porcelain mask on.
Ruh-roh.
You can't quite make out the fine details of the mask. You can't quite make out the fine look of this person. It's almost like their entire being and body is made of pure shadow. As they get closer, their visage almost gets more and more blurred, and even when they get almost right in front of your fading face, and finally they speak these words: "Do you wish to make a deal?" And if you so wish, we can continue this at another point, or if you want to, we can kind of let this be an introductory into the Fell Dungeon, and maybe there is a new adventurer that decides to.
I think this would be kind of hype if this was the cautionary tale that the old man says of the adventurer who failed to conquer the Fell Dungeon.
Absolutely, no, I'm
because I was kind of setting up I mean, obviously I don't obviously plan on dying, but I was setting him up to be like just a guy who's like, you know, a little bit like doesn't know what he's doing, and he fucked around and he found out. So honestly, this
is absolutely no pressure.
Not gonna lie, it kind of fits the character. I think I'm fine with him dying.
Absolutely. And you know what? I also like the idea as this being a cautionary tale and kind of an introductory into the Fell Dungeon.
Whoa.
And maybe, I don't know, if you wouldn't mind, there's a lot more ideas that I have with this. And also the way that I've written up this dungeon is to a degree randomized. So the entrance route, I'm going to have to draw more entrance rooms out because you already experienced the one entrance room I got. I kind of hope that you get a little bit further in. There's no slight on you. There's another grog. You could have died to the blade fish.
I thought I was, but I think for the most part, I actually rolled really well. It was the thing is that I was rolling so high, but I also rolled the little like negatives really high.
You rolled the break. You rolled the break high.
On my last run. Here's the thing. On my last run, I don't think people weren't there. I had like 4 wounds on me. I was getting like pretty beat up. But like my breaks, because I think I had one as well. Because I think the serpent he like got my leg or something.
He poisoned you. Yeah, he poisoned you.
Yeah. And even then, I was like, I didn't roll that high. I think it was a bit of luck, but that's kind of what I liked.
Well, the poison gave you a break on physical attacks, but then on top of that, too, if you didn't heal yourself within a certain amount of turns, you would just straight up die.
I think it was that, but also I remember I failed to climb up a set of, like a ladder or something, because I was trying to get into, like, the...
Oh, yeah, the ladder broke underneath your...
Yeah.
Broke underneath you.
I remember that, too. So, yeah, I'm fine. I'll totally run it, but that was fun. I was trying to remember the systems, but yeah, that was fun. I don't know how most people feel about losing, but I had fun, even though I died.
I'm glad you did. And you know what? Now that we have a little bit, I mean, now there's some more stuff and more ideas that I have for this as well. So at a later date, when we are ready to run this back, I'll definitely have a lot more developed, and I have a good idea of what to fill this encounter table out with.
Oh yeah, no, I can definitely come up with probably a better character with a better background.
Yeah, no, and again, here's the cool thing, the fact that this is like character death is very occurrent. You can have a very cool in-depth character and do some wacky things with it, but also you can have kind of a quickly made character that like it has just enough depth but not too much,
because that way
when it dies it doesn't.
Because honestly, I would have been devastated if McAfee died.
So I don't know how you want to do it. Would you want to maybe next time we record again we do a follow-up to this, or would you want to do a regular pod and then...
I don't know. We'll find out after. Join us next time on Real Talk. I think we might do a normal pod after this, but once we get some time to cook, I think we're gonna continue this little unacceptable adventure. This was the cautionary tale of Bill Johnson.
Cautionary tale of the failed dungeon. Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good question. What do you, some guy, want to call this episode? I'll give you the honors. I'm just happy I got to DM.
I think I'm gonna call it the sad story of Bill Johnson. I'll call it like the intro to our little campaign.
Yeah,
our two shot.
It could be. I mean, here's the thing. It could very well be a campaign. If your next character manages to live, it could be you exploring this fell dungeon.
But before we leave, I would like to say, because I remember I was talking to Jimmy about, because I don't have much tabletop experience. But I did say that I really liked the fact that OSR, or I don't know if it's OSRs in general, if it's just DERF, but I do like the fact that you're not powerful at all and you can die. I think that's really cool. This is coming from someone with the background of playing like games like Spelunky and like I guess Dark Souls. I've been getting into Dark Souls, but also I recently played a Cruelty Squad, and in that game, and both of those games, you can do spend in Spelunky, you could spend like an hour or like 30 minutes, or like if you're doing Cosmic Ocean, 4 hours into a run. One mistake, boom, you're instantly dead. Or in like Cruelty Squad, I've spent like hours doing a stage. I make one mistake and I have to redo everything over. So
exactly.
I kind of like difficulty. I like it not being easy, because that's the thing that I know about on D&D. It can be a little bit of like a power fantasy kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on like what you do. It can be like, oh,
it can be.
It can
but
be.
That's appealing to people, and people can have fun. Because I will say, I think D&D allows you the opportunity to have a character around long enough to actually make a story with, versus with OSRs where, like, it's not. You can have a cool character and you can do everything right. And sometimes the RNG just screws you over, and you don't ever get the chance to tell the story you wanted with that character.
Like you roll 2 20s, but you also roll 2 6 breaks.
Yeah.
I think that's really funny. No, but I personally, I don't know why. Maybe because again, I don't have enough tabletop experience, but I do really like the fact that like, oh, I actually feel like there's stakes to this.
Yeah.
Even though it may seem like I wasn't taking it. I take it a little bit goofy, but I like to personally make my decisions not like me, but like what would Bill do. And unfortunately, y'all didn't get to see the other episode, but I was making or the last episode, but I was making a lot of really I'd say I was making some decisions that honestly, if I was playing a video game, I probably would have made, but I was like, no, McAfee would totally do this.
Right, exactly. Your character gets to be its character in this world.
Even though I don't really do voices, because personally speaking, I don't.
You already have a unique enough voice.
Well, that too, but also it's like I don't think I can hold a high pitched voice for like 2 hours without like at least like having time to prepare.
Right. Exactly. No, absolutely. And I will say this onto like the thing about the bad RNG and the bad rolls. Like there is a critical success system in this game. So if you rolled a natural 20, you would have been able to succeed automatically. You just kept rolling 18
plus,
and then got to a 20 plus 2, then minus 6, and it's like woof.
Ooh.
But
no, but I do personally like how hard Derf can be.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because was it my first encounter in the original run was it was a dude who got corrupted by like was it the forest that corrupted him, or what was it?
Well, the unfortunate thing is we never got to get to the point where you got to find out what he was corrupted by. And I actually found the little index card of notes that I had on that little one-shot session again. But again, that one-shot session, we really went off the books. Like you went off of my notes for that one.
Oh yeah.
Which is fine. I love it. I love those little challenges.
But he got corrupted, and bro smacked me around. I ain't gonna lie. That was funny.
Yeah.
And then
you played blackjack.
And then I gaslight his friend, the guy who because I was with someone and he had a friend, and I gaslit him to be like, nope, we're killing him. deal with it.
Yeah.
He's like, what?
Pretty too much.
Well, I was like, God damn. Nah, this was fun.
Yeah.
This was fun. Again, I don't. Personally speaking, I don't know how most tabletop people would feel about like small runs like this, or if their character dies. But it's all to me, it's all a part of the fun.
Yeah, for OSR fans, and I'm kind of speaking as someone who I'm not like deep in the OSR community. I just have fun with the little game. I think it's neat. That's just kind of how OSOs are. That's the whole kind of thrill of them. High lethality, grab the gold, get out, get the glory and fame, and then your downtime and your respites are where like the story starts to like develop and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I also played the D&D arcade game on the hardest difficulty, so I have to like constantly eat shit.
Kind of a pro.
Kind of a goober, dude. If you ever played a D&D beat 'em up arcade game, play the wizard. He's fucking insane. He has a move that like one shots like half the bosses because they're weak to it. It's fucking crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you
I mean
what?
I've played Gauntlet. I've played Gauntlet. I played the wizard in Gauntlet. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons Chronicle of Mysteria is the Wii U port of both arcade games. I wish they ported it to something else. They ported the original arcade game to Steam, but they never ported the sequel.
Oh.
So if I wanted to play the sequel, which I personally think it's a little bit of a better game, I'd have to go on my Wii U. But both those games are fire.
Yeah.
Peak D&D experience right there.
Absolutely.
Spam magic missile and then spam the. What's really funny is if you do a magic spell in that game, it pauses the whole screen to show the animation. So it's a 4-player co-op. So if you have if you have 2 wizards, half the time you're just like watching animations that take like 2 seconds. It's really funny.
And hopefully here soon we'll be able to get Jimmy on to do a little Pathfinder thing.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
The world is our oyster. We're starting to be able to do cool things like this now.
Also, sorry for the break. I'll keep it blunt. We recorded an episode. We didn't like it, and we said, we'll take a break.
Yeah, pretty much. And honestly, I think that was good. I think that was a good call.
Because it's not like we're not like a normal podcast that like uploads every week. And honestly, even if we do have like somewhat success with the podcast, we would probably still take breaks in general. So
I think it's just kind of more of like when we have like an actual good idea of what to talk about.
Because I don't like the idea of recording every week if there's not something good every week. I feel like breaks are good.
Yeah.
Personally speaking, but yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, see us maybe next week. I don't know.
Maybe next week. Maybe. I mean, I'm definitely gonna be working on the dungeon stuff.
The dungeon
now. I got
come next week where some guy DMs his own session even though he knows nothing about DMing.
Next week, some guy DMs my derf session.
In the world of Goonville, full of goon. All right, you ready to count it down? Do the thing.
Yeah. All right. And remember, guys. Wait, do we count down? I can't. Do we count down
we count it down. I usually do it, but this is your episode, so.
Okay. Well, remember, guys. Stay away from goblins. They're tougher than they seem.
Don't let them cast hexes on you.
And don't make deals with the cloaked figures in your dreams. And 3, 2, 1.
Keep it
Keep
real.
it real.